Hello, welcome to another edition of Tie Time. Ryan Vallon alongside head coach Ty Eichner from your Bowling Green Falcons. And coach, the team opened up a conference play against Michigan Tech. We'll start out on Friday. The team was perfect 3 for 3 on the power play, and you guys ultimately got the win.
Yeah, Friday was a good effort. Starting from our net out, Eric Dopp was solid. We knew Michigan Tech would come in and play hard, and it was kind of two separate games, and I'm sure we'll get to that. But you're correct. Our power play was really good, and you and I had talked about it before the game that we challenged those guys to play up to their capabilities, and they certainly responded to the challenge and did a great job, and were a huge factor in us being able to win that game Friday.
Yeah, Connor Ford with 2 goals, and also defenseman Will Cullen all on the power play. And it's nice to see that you guys are relying on, your junior alternate captain for Connor Ford with 2 goals.
Yeah, as you know, Connor was, along with Mac Johnson, led the country in power play goals last year, and good to see Connor pick up, right where he left off last year, and he just made some good plays, and he's real good down there in his spot down there around the net, and seems to have a real good feel to find a place where pucks are going to eventually end up. So yeah, it was great for Connor to have the 2 goals and get another one then from Will and the other group.
So moving on to the next night on Saturday, this time you have a different goalie in net with Zach Rose making his first collegiate start, and TJ Lloyd also scores his first collegiate goal, but ultimately you guys did not get the win, lost 4-2.
Yeah, it was 2 different games for sure. Friday's game a little more up and down. We felt like we controlled a lot of the play and had the better of the opportunities. Obviously on the power play we were really good. Our penalty kill was good, even though they scored the 1 power play goal that was just a bad bounce off the Zamboni door down there. So we felt really good about how we played on Friday. And then Saturday, Michigan Tech made a couple of adjustments, and we're content with chipping pucks out of their end and trying to spend as little time as they could in the D zone. And then through the neutral zone, they dumped a bunch of pucks and tried to get on us and create turnovers in our defensive zone. And then we didn't have a bunch of power play opportunities. They were really disciplined, and so we didn't have a power play opportunity, I think, until late in the second period. So whenever you don't get power play opportunities, you don't really have a chance to build any offensive zone momentum in a game like that. So credit to Michigan Tech for having a game plan that their players bought into, and ultimately ended up working well for them.
On to the weekend that is this weekend at Minnesota State. It's the rematch of the WCHA championship game. Of course, we've talked about that a lot, and this will also be the first big test of the season. And Mankato coming in at number 2 in the country from the USCHO and USA Today Bowls, and it's also the first long road trip of the season. The first one was Miami, but this one is more extended. So it's going to be nice to see that maybe the guys are come together for this road trip, and of course it's Mankato. So
yeah, our first opportunity with the overnight bus trip and all that goes with that, and you've been on those trips, Ryan. So it'll be a unique opportunity. It's a great setup there. A real nice hotel, real close to the arena there, and first class setup from top to bottom. So it should be a great weekend for us. Get a chance to get on the road with the group that we bring up there, and then play. To face a really high quality opponent like Mankato in their building is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Mankato coming off of a sweep against Alabama Huntsville. So what are you expecting from the Minnesota State Mavericks this weekend?
They're a really good team. They're deep in every area. Dryden McKay back in net and had an outstanding freshman year. They've got a bunch of guys back on the blue line. I'm without knowing for sure, I think they graduated 1 or 2 defensemen, but I don't know how significant a roles those players had. So they got a bunch of really good players on the back end back. They didn't lose any of their forwards to professional contracts. The kids that had opportunities to potentially leave after their sophomore or junior years came back, so they're really deep up front. They're really good in the special teams. They've got different pieces in every area. They've got kids that are real high skilled and make a bunch of plays. They've got kids that play really hard. So I think they're as complete a team as we'll face all year.
All right, well, Minnesota State versus Bowling Green this weekend. And, of course, I'll have the call for you starting with the pregame show at 7:37 p.m. Eastern. Of course, it's an 8:07 p.m. puck drop on Friday. And then Saturday, we'll start it at 6:37 p.m. and a 7:07 p.m. puck drop. This has been Tie Time for head coach Ty Eichner. I'm Ryan Vallon, and we will talk to you next week.